Alright, hi. Operation. The following description covers the operation of the MU2A valve when using the 3-position S-climb plate with the black lettering. Lead or dead position, the M4. The MU2A valve leading with the lead or dead position main reserve air port of number 30 is blanked by a spool valve in the ports number 53 and 63 is connected to the exhaust. Independent brake control pressure originating with the independent brake valve at the port number 20 is connected to port number 2. The MU2A valve through the spool valve. This shows the lead or dead with the 53, 60, 32, 20, 13, 13. You can see these have these. The increase, these are the independent application of the release brake pipe, actuating from the BV, actuating pipe, independent application release pipeline, main reserve, multiple unit control, pipe, and interlocking pipe. So you have your interlocking pipe, and then you have your independent application mixed with the independent application release with the independent application with also the actuating pipe from the BV and the actuating pipe. Port number 20. Port number 20 at the MU2A valve is connected with the port number 20 of the F1 selector valve, where the further passage is blanked, and also so that the number 16 connection with the J1 relay valve to provide the independent brake applications on the lead locomotive. The actuating pipe at the brake valve at the port number 13 is connected to the port number 3 at the MU2A valve through the spool valve at the portion of the number 13, and the MU2A valve at the port number 13 is connected with the actuating pipe connection at the 26F control valve to the train line actuating pipe, if one exists on the locomotive. Alright, the trail 6 or 26 position. When the 26L equipped locomotive is trained behind the locomotive equipped with the 6 or 26 brake equipment, the handle of the multiple unit, the MU2A valve is positioned with the trail 6 or 26 position. Spool valve blanks with the port number 2, 13, 20. Port number 3 is which is connected to the actuating pipe number 13, and the brake valve is exhausted at the independent brake valve with the handles is in release position when the main reserve air is connected with the spool valve and the port number 53 and 63. Which is connected to ports number 15, 13, and 63, respectively, at the F1 selector valve. The selector valve is positioned to allow the brake cylinder equalizing pipe air to port number 14 to be connected to the port number 16 and port number 20, but which are connected through the double check valve of the portion number 16 at the J1 relay valve during the brake cylinder initiated from the lead locomotive. Alright, trail 24 position. The 26L equipped locomotive is trailed behind with the locomotive equipped with the 24RL brake equipment. The handle of the MU2A valve position with the trail 24 position. The spool valve blanks ports are number 2, 13, 13, and 20. Port number 53 is connected with the exhaust valve at the multiple unit or MU2A valve as the trail 6 or 26 position. Port 3 is exhausted and independent brake valve with the hand release position. Main reserve air is connected to the port number 63, which turns to the connected to the port number 63 of the F1 selector valve to position the selector valve to the permanent brake cylinder equalizing pipe air port number 14 to flow through the port number 20 through the double check valve to the port number 16 at the J1 relay valve during the brake application initiated from the lead locomotive. The F1 selector valve. The F1 selector valve, figure 5, responds to the piloting of the multiple unit, the 2A valve, conditioning with the brake equipment of the locomotive to perform satisfactorily as lead or dead unit. The trailing unit of the multiple unit locomotive also performs the function of the protection with the trailing locomotive brake equipment and automatically resets the braking control to the lead position in the event of separation of braking tube between the locomotive units. The selector valve is mounted on the pipe of the brake, to which all the pipe and the connections are made and identified as fouls. Alright, these are the lead or dead. You see the different ports from 12 to 14, 30 to 64, 15, 23. 3 spring seated controls. Breaking two, lead or dead, breaking 2, or trail 6 or 26. Also the trail 24 from the F1 selector valve. Your automatic brake control pipe, emergency pipe, the brake cylinder, equalizing pipe, 15 main reserve air pipe, application pipe, independent application release pipe, brake sight, cylinder pipe, multiple unit control pipe, multiple unit interlocking. 4, the automatic brake pipe, brake control pipe, emergency pipe, brake cylinder, equalizing pipe, 14, 15, the main reserve equalizing pipe, 15, 16 application pipe to the relay valve, 16 independent application release pipe, 20 brake cylinder pipe, 30 53 multiple unit control pipe, 53 63 multiple unit interlocking pipe. The F1 selector valve consists of 3 sections, each of consisting of a spool valve, and one of them, the protection valve, is controlled with the air pressure of the main reserve equalizing pipe. In the event of the break into, the spool valve automatically positioned to provide the lead of the unit braking conditions. The other 2 of them, the transfer of the section, are controlled in the air pressure multiple unit control pipe, and the multiple unit interlocking pipe connections are made as though shown in the dramatic drawing figure 5, the position lead or dead, trail 6 or 26, trail 24, and break into operations. Operation lead or dead position. When the 26L equipped locomotive is leading with a 6 or 26 equipped locomotive, air pressure to ports number 53 and 63 of the F1 selector valve is vented at the MU2A valve. The control valve air flowing to the connection number 16 at the 26F control valve flows to the connection number 4 at the selector valve, where the connection to the connection of number 16, hence the locomotive relay valve to develop the brake cylinder pressure on a lead locomotive. The brake cylinder air from the relay valve, connection number 30, is connected to the connection number 30 of the selector valve, where it's connected by the spool valve to the connection number 14, the brake cylinder equalizing pipe of the lead locomotive at the control of the brakes and trailing locomotive. Trail 6 and 26 position. When a 26L equipped locomotive is trailing at 6 or 26L equipped locomotive, the main reserve air pressure is supplied to the connection number 55 and 63 at the MU2A valve. The position of the spool valves of the F1 selector valve, as shown in the diagram arranged for at trail 6 or 26 position. The position of air from the brake cylinder equalizing pipe is connected to the connection number 16, hence the relay valve to develop the brake cylinder pressure. Also, the brake cylinder equalizing pipe is connected to the connection number 20 independent application release pipe, which close to the number 4 MU2A valve. The brake is applied with the trailing unit in the same manner as they are applied in the lead unit. Alright, if one of the light locomotive of the MU2A valve is inadvertently placed in the position, the number 24L will supply the air to position the spool valve to permit the brake valve emergency brake application on the locomotive. The trailing 24 position. When the 26L equipped locomotive is trailing 26RL equipped locomotive, main reserve air pressure is supplied in the connection number 63 at the MU2A valve to the position of spool valve of the F1 selector valve, as shown in the dramatic as arranged in trail 24 position. If the position air flowing from the connection of number 16 at the 26F control valve flows to the connection number 4 at the F1 selector, which is connected to the connection number 16, hence the locomotive relay valve to develop the brake cylinder pressure. Air pressure also enters in connection number 14 into the selector valve of the brake cylinder equalizing pipe, flows to the spool valve connection number 20. The air pressure also actuates the locomotive relay valve relay valve. The brakes of the trailing locomotive are actuated by either the automatic brake application or independent brake application initiated on a leading 24RL equipped locomotive. Alright, breaking into. If a break into occurs, pressure in the lost main reserve equalizing pipe, also vented with the connection number 15 of the F1 selector valve. The chamber beneath the protection spool valve, center valve of the figure 5. The spool valve is forced in the lower position. The spring tension then on the lead locomotive, the brake cylinder air, and the flow of the brake cylinder equalizing pipe. And the connection number 14 is cut off to the protection spool valve. On the trailing locomotive from the F1 selector valve is positioned in trail 6 or 26. The protection spool valve will vent in the air to the chamber beneath the right-hand spool, which is forced to lower the position as the lead position of the connected number 14 and 16. Also, the protection of the spool valve, the number 14 to number 16, and the port number 20 connection is cut off. If the F1 selector valve is positioned in trail 24, the port of number 14 to the port number 20 connection is cut off by the protection spool valve. In either case, the control air pressure developed in the 26F control valve is transferred to the relay valve control pipe as lead locomotive. Okay, overspeed control, safety control functions with the P2 brake application valve.